Welcome to Paradelphia Radio. This is Rick Pruitt, once again here in the Toxic Radio studios that have just filled up very, very quickly.
It's always at the last, at least for me, it's always at the last 30
like
seconds.
a porta potty at a taco festival.
Absolutely. As of 40 seconds ago, I was by myself here, and all of a sudden, the Doug Hogate showed up.
The
Jennabee made her return.
Yes!
Along with the Steven. Hello, the Steven.
Hello.
It's been a long time.
I like how you're putting the in front of everybody. Is this like a new thing now?
It's a new thing. It's what I do.
Hashtag the.
I just make shit up.
Oh my gosh, this is so fancy. I can't wait to get a tour because I saw other rooms. Oh, look at me.
So Jen is back for the first time in, 7 months or so, hasn't it been?
It was a week before I had Noah. It was the last...
The Christmas show, remember? The Charles Dickens Christmas show.
Okay, I thought it was like a week before. Maybe it just felt like it.
It was a Charles Dickens show.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. The government gives you 4 or 6 weeks vacation for maternity. Paradelphia gives you 7 months.
Yo.
We go above and beyond.
You really do.
We go above and beyond.
So thoughtful, I'm telling you, you know.
So let's hear it. How's the little one?
He's good. John actually just texted me that he was very sleepy. He was falling asleep as John was trying to burp him.
Well, hopefully he wasn't listening to this show.
No. I don't let my child listen to foul language.
Well, that was
shows.
only last week.
I know.
You want a funny story about that? I'll tell you a funny story.
Please do.
And if they listen again, they're going to hear the story about the story.
Okay.
So
I was in Florida last week, so I was supposed to call in.
Week.
Oh, you're talking about the 300 show.
The 300 show.
Okay, gotcha.
So I just started a new job over in Camden, working for a charter school.
Okay.
So during my interview about a month and a half ago, I happened to mention to the principal that I do. What's your hobbies? Well, I do a paranormal radio podcast, internet podcast.
You should have made up something weird.
Oh, that's interesting. What's the name of it? So I tell her, Paradelphia. Yeah. So then I start the job. I start the job about a week and a half ago. I start the job, and literally the first thing she says is, "Oh, I listened to your podcast."
Oh, man.
Stop it.
It was about 3 or 4 days after the 300th episode.
Oh, gee.
When Taryn was in here and chaos erupted.
Oh, my God. So literally now your new boss has more information about you.
Right.
That's
so I'm thinking,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
That is fantastic. Was there anything mentioned about anything, or was it just, I'm sure you didn't want any mention of it, but...
Well, we've done 300 episodes, so I'm not sure which one she listened to. It could have been any of them.
Oh, I thought you meant like...
I'm hoping she starts at the beginning of the catalog.
Right.
And works her way to 300.
Yeah.
Chances are that nope.
Because episode 5...
Episode 1 is fantastic.
Right. To where the comfort level of episode 300 is a little different going back a few hundreds. So, yeah.
So, anyway.
That's funny.
So it's good to know your little boy's doing well.
He is. He's getting big. He's 6. He'll be 7 months, which is insane.
7 months old.
July 14th.
Wow. He is going to be teething. Then he's going to be riding a bike.
He's got 2 bottom teeth.
Then he'll be dating.
Shut up.
Then
he's never
married.
dating. I actually just said to him the other night, I said, you're going to live in mommy's basement, and when you go away to college, I'm going to go with you.
Oh, boy.
It's just like, it's just crazy.
You can hear the helicopter rotors above our head.
Yes.
Well, literally, talking about like 7 months and everything in general, I was literally thinking about this yesterday. The fact that we're almost to August freaking 1st already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I start my Christmas shopping in September.
Like, it's just...
It'll be Halloween season in like 6 weeks.
I know what you mean. It's like, it's just so surreal. Like, here we are, over a year since COVID started. Everything is up and down, and it's just, it is. It's really crazy how all the time has... am I looking at the right camera there,
right,
Mike? Okay.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. This is a lot of... I did wear my Free Britney shirt. Hashtag
Lord.
Free Britney.
Good.
I heard
Literally
echo
a
on that
freaking
one.
echo somewhere.
Because she is just not doing good.
I just asked Mike if he was all right. And
if you're not following Jen on social media, she is apparently is Britney Spears' lawyer in training, I believe.
Someone actually tagged me in a thing that said that the judge granted her own lawyer because she was only allowed to use lawyers that her conservator said that she could.
Right.
I don't understand.
BS.
What is she, in prison?
No, she has a conservatorship, which basically means that she can't she
she
cannot
doesn't have
do
control
anything.
of her money.
She doesn't have control of anything.
Of anything, yeah.
Even she's forced to take birth control and she doesn't want to.
Well, she went batshit crazy like 15
I
years
knew
ago.
Which
that,
was
but-
postpartum depression. Just saying.
I didn't know they could. I didn't know she like literally had no control of anything.
Nothing.
But she signed off on that document. I keep coming back to that.
Because at the time, this was 13 years ago. Were you a different person 13 years ago, Rick?
No, I've been the same person.
That's
for
a
my
dang
entire
lie.
life.
Hold on. What's Taryn's number?
I was born like this.
I actually.
He came right out. Welcome to Paradelphia
I was
world.
born like
Just
I
kidding.
actually feel like I believe that. But
wow.
You should. It's actually true.
I
sadly.
didn't know that. I just thought when you're suddenly saying free Britney, I thought maybe she was in prison or something.
No.
Goes to show you how much I'm up on the pop culture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this episode goes out to Britney. We're gonna Mike. We are going to call this Free Britney. That's the episode name. Don't listen to what Rick said.
Just write that down, Mike.
Write it down.
Hashtag Free Britney.
Boss has returned. Whatever she wants.
Oh my God. Yeah.
When Taryn's not here, I am the boss.
Yeah. She threatened to show up tonight too. She's like,
Oh, she should have.
she's like, oh, you're doing a show. What are you doing it on? I'm like, oh, it's just kind of a news show. And
Oh, God.
She's like, oh, I like the shows where you just wing it. I'm like, you want to show up, don't you?
I
She's
was
like,
going to say,
maybe,
yeah.
I don't know.
All
tell her to.
of a sudden, that's just like the conversation like would just continue from the last time, and it's just like, hey,
You guys just wouldn't be here anymore. It would be a Taryn and
I
Jenna
know.
show at that
Well,
point.
I keep telling her, get your own damn show.
Oh, that would be fun. I would listen to
but
that
again, remember what happened the last time?
Well,
had control of the bike.
look, that's separate from me. If
Right, yeah, you're right.
if
I mean,
if
hey,
she wants to
it's-
do her own show, hey, whatever.
Hey, you know what? Whatever. Like you said, you got to just like
Look, that just reflects good on me that
Yeah.
you're
just bringing
I'm
in.
just bringing in more talent.
Bringing in more talent. I mean, like Mike said it before. I mean, you've already been kind of the glue to keep everything together. So, what happens when the glue melts away?
He just signed a show about relationships, I believe. What is that, Mike? That new show about
I
relationships?
saw something.
yeah.
I didn't know. I saw some about
Yes,
a new show.
Relationships 101 with the John Evans.
There we
Oh,
go.
fun.
Yes, that's our new Monday night show.
Okay.
From 8 to 9. First episode just went live this past Monday. Now you can catch it on podcast form on everywhere you find podcasts. But the guy's really cool, really interesting. His discussions go anywhere the audience wants to take it. So
Is it
it
calling
can go
show?
like real deep with relationships. It can go real nasty with relationships.
Now I do have a question. Is John like a qualified in relationship, or is he like a Steve Harvey where he's been through a lot of relationships?
He's like a Steve Harvey.
Gotcha.
He's been through a lot. There's
I
no
understand.
there's no
And-
qualifications.
and that makes it enough with relationships.
So
that,
is this like a
so-
call-in type show, or is this like he has a topic every week?
He wants it to be a call-in show, but as you know, starting off a new show, you got to build that audience that's going to call in.
Right.
So it's a read the comments. Gotcha. But that's basically how today's world is.
Oh
I mean,
yeah, you gotta do a few roofs before you start advertising you're a roofer.
right when you what?
Think about it. If you want to say, "Hey, I'm a roofer," you got to put on a few roofs of a house first. You get what I'm saying?
You're saying you're a roofer. Gotcha.
no.
So, but
Good
you know,
analogy.
in today's world, when you go live on the internet, there's more than likely a chat room or comments or something, and that's where you're going to get the bulk of your interactions with the audience. So it's a little different than maybe the. What was the sex lady?
Dr. Ruth.
There you go. It's maybe a little different from the Dr. Ruth
Dr.
days.
Ruth Westheimer.
But it's definitely interesting. I could see Jenna going on there and
I would love that.
seeing what he has to say about relationships and her take on it.
That would be
Nice.
fun. Tell him I will anytime be a guest. Hit me up at the real
There you go.
Jennabee.
There you go. Gennabee's taking over Toxic.
Taken over toxic.
You've got to tell her you want to touch the penis.
Hold on, I have to do something.
That show was literally on. I used to listen to a show back in
Right.
high school that was like what was it called? Future Hits.
Right.
It was a music show. But before that show came on the radio, this is back when we actually had radio.
Right, right.
All of you millennial types.
No. I remember radio. Come
Yeah.
on. I mean, I know I'm young, but I still remember the radio.
So I used to listen to this show.
FM,
but
AM.
before that show was Dr. Ruth's show, and I used
one
to
in
catch
our
like the
cars.
last 5 minutes. It always cracked me up.
Right,
And I
right.
always wanted to listen to the whole show, but I had something like it was just never something I thought to do.
Right. No, I know.
But
what you
even the
mean.
last 5 or 10 minutes, just listening to the end of the show,
I know,
it
right.
was freaking hysterical.
Well, that's like Coast to Coast. I mean, like I became a huge fan of Coast to Coast when my very first time working overnights, I used to work at DuPont, and I worked security.
Right.
And I'll never forget the first time somebody I worked with told me about it because they knew I was into like paranormal. Now, this is pre-Jumps time.
Yeah.
And they were like, but knowing I liked ghosts and all that, they said, "Oh, you gotta listen to Coast to Coast."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What's that?" They're like, "It's an AM thing." And I remember I would listen to that all night, like when I would work overnight. So
Right.
it was like the best thing ever. So
Steven, how are you? We've been talking about everything else.
I'm doing great.
It's been a long time since you've been on the show.
Yes, it has.
I think we were back at Wildfire last time.
Yep.
You were on the
Oh
show.
my gosh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Look how long his hair is now.
You do. You have the long tresses
It's
and
still there.
Tresses?
the curly
Are you
tresses.
98?
Tresses. It's an old term.
That's why I said, "Are you 98?" No one
Well,
says that.
My language expands with age.
Thank God I came back from maternity
That's
leave.
when you are the whole when you say you're multiple lives. You're in your
15th
old
life?
soul. Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
No.
You're at like your 57th.
It's not a soul thing, Rick. We gotta get you with the times. I'm gonna get you a free Britney shirt. We're gonna get you on
Will ya?
We're gonna get you on TikTok.
I will not be on TikTok.
What else?
Jesus
What else
Christ.
are we getting? I'll make a list. I'll start it.
The only thing that's going to TikTok is my watch.
That's
But
what
you
I was
have
going to say.
you have an
yeah.
Apple Watch, so it doesn't do that.
It's a virtual TikTok.
Okay, Rick.
That's
See,
what I say when
I
I
can
hear
talk around
TikTok.
any
I'm like,
subject.
hey, yeah.
Oh, Sketchy Rufus is listening. He's been a guest
There we go.
with us before. Sketchy Rufus.
What's going on there, Sketch?
Yeah.
Sketchmaster Rufus.
I just want to give a shout out to my girl Laura. My girl Laura, Mike's girl Laura. That's my home girl. I ain't even met her, and she's like my bestie. So shout out to Laura.
But will she help you free Britney?
She would. Yeah, I'm sure she would. Do you think so, Mike?
I can't believe the first 15 minutes of the show, we've spent at least 7 of it about Britney Spears.
This is the way things go
I'm
sometimes.
telling you.
Britney Spears
Spiels. Britney Spiels.
experiences paranormal in her head every day. That's why she's under
that's true.
conservative.
Yeah.
It all correlates. It's
Maybe
okay.
we ought to get her as a guest. That might be one hell of an interview.
Yep.
Because didn't she spend a period of time talking English or some?
No,
some
that was
shit like-
Lindsay Lohan.
Oh.
She was talking with a Russian accent.
That was actually you
Jeez.
last week or 2 weeks ago.
I was all
That
over the place.
freaking phone call in the 300th episode.
Yeah,
You sound like you're having a damn stroke in the middle of England.
that was like 4 different. That was like 4 different personalities all mixed in one.
That was
phone
all
call.
my personalities came out in that one.
Yeah. Sybil times 10.
I was trying to be old and I was British.
Yeah.
That wasn't my best work.
No, really? Really? Good Lord. All right, let's roll this into actual,
Yeah,
topical
some-
information
some-
here.
Yeah, definitely.
We have a bell, so if you just want to get our attention.
Yeah, right. Before we start any discussion tonight, I do want to mention 2 things. We are going to have a couple of guests on in the next couple of weeks
Nice.
that are very interesting. The first one on August the 5th, which is going to be, let me think, is that next week? What the hell is today's date?
No, that's 2 weeks.
So that's
from
2
now.
weeks from now.
Yeah.
So we're going to be having Mr. Dash Daring back on, Mr. Blobfest himself.
Yeah.
And Blobfest this year was a huge success.
Okay.
I watched that a couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun.
Right.
But he is coming back on August 5th, and he is promoting an event at the Colonial Theater, and it's going to actually be at the Colonial Theater.
Oh, okay, cool.
This time it's not a virtual event. It's called Splatterfest.
Splatter.
Splatterfest.
Right.
Now,
Excellent.
what this is, it is basically an event where they have 5 movies. Well, this year it's 5. It depends on the year, I guess.
Right.
But so far, 5 movies. And all these movies are of a very specific subgenre of the old-fashioned horror movies.
Oh, okay.
So this is these are Italian exploitation films.
Really?
So the lineup for this year so far is movies by the name of Killer Crocodile,
Okay.
which is kind of self-explanatory.
Right.
Nightmare Castle,
Nightmare Castle. Okay.
Killer Nun, which is also kind of self-explanatory.
Sounds like something from The
Possession.
Conjuring.
Yeah, some kind of possession thing.
Dr. Butcher, MD.
Some kind of murder, torture.
Sounds like a WWF wrestler.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
And Burial Ground, All right.
Okay.
So these are all kind of exploitation films. They run them. I think they start around 7 o'clock at night or something, and they run all the way till 2 or something in the morning.
Nice.
So it's not a virtual thing. It's actually you go and you buy tickets and you sit in the theater and you watch these movies.
Okay.
So this is Splatterfest. Dash is going to come on in 2 weeks, and he will tell us a lot more about the event.
Okay.
They may be adding a 6th movie on there. I think it's depending on audience participation or something like that.
Oh, right. But that sounds pretty
yeah, it's pretty cool because I believe this is their first live event that they're having. Like I know they've had movies. The theater's open.
Right.
So they've been screening live movies in the theater.
Right.
But I think this is the first actual what they would consider, I guess, an event.
Okay, gotcha.
That they're having since
all this COVID stuff and everything. Yeah.
And then 3 weeks from now, on August the 12th, we are going to be talking to Rams Paranormal out of Johnstown, PA.
Okay.
They are a paranormal group. They work mainly out of Western PA and Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
They filmed a couple documentaries about some extreme hauntings out in that area.
Okay.
And they reached out to me on Twitter a few weeks ago, and I was talking to those guys, and it sounds like they've really got some interesting evidence and information and opinions about things that you Doug would obviously know.
And I love, that's one thing that I always love, because again, I know I've spoken about this many times, but when you're in this line of work, it's not like there's nothing about being, oh, well, we've done this or we've done this. Now, one of the things I love is conversating and talking to other groups to kind of share, in a sense, stories, and I mean, you can always learn from one another. So I'm excited about that one.
And it's always interesting to hear people from different parts of the country too.
Sure, exactly, because what they're dealing with, what kind of hauntings. I mean, it's, as you know,
right, and the
depending on where you're at,
the opinions kind of differ depending on where you're at.
Right,
a lot of times, people down south, I know they're very. They're not real big on the residual haunting idea. They're more all about, hey, it's my ancestors coming back to visit.
Right.
They're not so much into, oh, that's just a stone tape theory.
Sure, no, exactly.
But
I mean,
in other parts of the country, that is more of a prevalent explanation.
Right. And it's the same thing worldwide. I mean, again, like you said, depending on the region or even country or whatever the case is, like the beliefs in it are so different or so wide range. That's why, like I said, I love speaking to other groups and hearing some of the stuff that they've done, and I'm excited about that one.
Part of Pennsylvania is that?
Western PA.
Oh, okay. So like near Pittsburgh and.
Yeah, in fact, they work out of a town called Johnstown, PA, which I know years ago, about 100 years ago, they had the famous Johnstown flood.
Yeah, I was going to say Johnstown sounds familiar or something, but
which killed a lot of people, and it decimated a whole region. And I asked them if they had investigated anything related to the flood. And they said they had a little bit. I forget the exact answer he gave me, but it wasn't. They hadn't done a whole lot on the flood itself.
Maybe something around the area that happened.
I think they had touched on it in some way. So we'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool.
So it sounds like an interesting group to get in here.
Yeah, definitely.
And kind of shoot the shit with and find out what they think about the things that we talk about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Sounds like a fun time.
It's like a fun time. You're going to make that one, Jen?
Probably.
Or are you going to be out freeing Britney?
Yeah. No, I'd probably just be him changing poopy diapers.
Changing poop diapers. It's either poop diapers or Britney for you.
Well, Noah pooped.
That's your whole life now.
Noah pooped in the tub yesterday, so that was a new one for me. Okay. We should have a Mom's Talk show.
There you go.
What do we think? Listen to Rich
toxic
now.
mom on it?
Toxic mom?
Please? Wait, when we do our 24-hour... When we do our 24-hour, we're going to do a toxic mom talk.
See, we forgot about the Jennabee ADD factor.
Yeah. She's back.
Good Lord.
And she doesn't have pregnancy hormones anymore. She's just crazy.
Oh, my God. This is why you want to free Britney. You want a partner in crime to be crazy with.
Yes.
It's like being in a room with a bunch of hamsters on crack.
I've been in the room with hamsters on crack. It's not fun. It's not fun.
I feel like if anyone has experienced that, it's Mike.
I was in a lot of weird parties growing up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This was like 3 weeks ago for him.
Yeah, I was going to say growing up, it's like
shit.
It happened just like, 12 hours ago. Yeah.
All right, so Mike, are we ready for some para news?
Oh.
I do this to him all the time.
No. Usually I'm ready.
Too many buttons.
Everybody came in.
I know.
Out of nowhere and threw me off my game.
Hey, I had a great reason as to why I was
because you were with rodents on crack.
He was
yes, I was with rodents on crack.
He was abducted by aliens.
Yeah, well, yep. Mm-hmm.
See,
I mentioned your name, and that's why I was on time.
Is that so? I'm the reason you're on time.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Not sure how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not sure what's happening.
4 corners of planet Earth, from the far reaches of the known universe. You can run, but you cannot escape. Paradelphia News.
All right. So, Paranews, we're going to start with our little friend over here,
Yeah.
Mr. Dougie Doug.
Well, it's funny because I wasn't planning on this until I read it actually yesterday, and you talked about having a news story, so I had to share this one here. So it's a new way. It's a way someone's figured out how to deal with ghosts.
How to deal with them?
Yeah. So here we go. So this is from unexplainedmysteries.com. It's where I get all my news. Forget the rest of the news. But anyway, family sleeps on a balcony to avoid an angry ghost.
Because the ghost can't go on the balcony?
I swear to God.
Is he afraid of heights?
I thought the same thing when I read that, thinking, well, wait a minute, wouldn't it? Anyway,
Haven't they watched Casper?
Says
he flies.
Yeah. A French couple and their children have found a rather unique way of dealing with a haunting in their apartment. When the couple, Patricia and David, moved into their new apartment in Semcoda, France last year, they were initially very pleased with their new accommodation. Before long, however, the building, which was originally a hangar before being converted into apartments, a hangar, mind you, not some kind of, old hotel or something. That's just a weird. Anyway, it started to take on a more sinister atmosphere thanks to a spate of paranormal occurrences that left the couple struggling to find peace of mind. It started with black shadows, they told Le Progrès. Then it got louder, the light would randomly go out, the TV turns on by itself, the phone freezes for no reason, and the dishes make strange noises. The phone freezes, by the way. It's the reason I say that is because it's so crazy. I mean, I guess nowadays when you think of phone, it makes sense. But like when you think of like a phone in a house, just doesn't seem to. If you go back 30 years of saying a phone's frozen, they're like, what the hell does that mean?
Just star 69.
yeah, there you go.
You have no idea what that is, do you?
No, I know exactly, and star 67 blocks your number, so.
Yeah, it's because she read the internet.
So it says, terrified of the aggressive spook and unable to simply move to another apartment, the couple took matters into their own hands and decided to sleep outside on their balcony in a tent. They have since maintained this unusual sleeping arrangement for over a month. Whether they will be comfortable venturing back inside, however, remains to be seen. So, I mean, I know that's not necessarily news, but I just find it odd that of all the different things you could possibly think of when dealing with a malicious spirit, you're going to just go out on a tent, let them have free range, and live on a balcony.
But they can't live solely on a balcony. They've got to go in the house.
That's what I don't understand. I mean, it didn't go into. I mean, I'm sure it did because usually, as you know, unexplained mysteries, they give like a little brief story of the big story, and that one looked like it was about 4 pages long.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you could turn a story like that into 4 friggin' pages, unless you explain like how to use the bathroom or whatever. I mean,
you pee off the side of the balcony.
I guess. I mean,
How you poo-poo?
but
Same way.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, there's so many different avenues. Just to know that if you're that terrified to sleep,
You call
Yeah,
DoorDash
the
and
tent.
have them shout food up
yeah,
there.
there you go. Yeah, a slingshot,
Food up there.
that would be good. So
I mean, there's
anyway, I
there's
thought that
ways.
was. I found that pretty, funny
Yeah,
and interesting to share. That when you're that scared,
I mean,
guess.
it is the French.
Well, yeah, it is.
You got to
French,
consider that.
yeah. I mean,
Just saying.
it's the
French-
economy must be so bad you can't move right away.
They're about more than just fries, Jen.
That
Or
sounds really,
toast.
that sounds
toast.
really good, though.
Or toast. All right, so we're going to move on to the next spate of stories here. Spate. Another new word, Jen.
Oh my! Is that an old word?
Write these down. Write these down.
What was the other one? Spagatical. What did you say earlier?
Spagatical?
What did you say earlier about Stephen's
Tresses.
hair? Tresses. I can't.
Tresemme? Yes, exactly.
That's not good for your hair. Stephen will tell you.
right,
We'll
well,
get to that after the show.
That'll be on the 24-hour show when we have the Hair Network.
Oh my gosh! We need to get this 24-hour show going. What's
All right,
happening?
24 hours starting now.
Mike,
Yes. All right. Let me call my supervisor and tell her I'm leaving.
Mike,
I'm calling out.
we've already got this shit scheduled for you. I got like 15 shows lined up.
I like how Doug is in there fixing his camera himself. He's
Well,
like, I do not look beautiful.
No. It's because I'll like move and I'm kicking the damn thing accidentally. It must be
What kind
adjusted.
of feet do you have?
Oh,
Nobody else kicks it.
I'm kicking the camera.
He's
I'm
stretching
sorry.
out.
I have a drunk or some other issue with my foot.
You have a drunk issue with
I
your
have a
foot?
drunk issue with my foot.
I mean, I've had
when
that
I
issue.
When I drink, it all goes to the foot. You know?
my
So you're
Anyway.
admitting that you're drinking on air.
Oh yeah, because that's one thing that is so unacceptable.
I
at
was
Toxic
just about
Radio.
to say, I am very insulted that you got a Corona Seltzer over there and didn't offer me none. We thought we were taking a shot my first day back after having a baby. Where's the shot glasses?
I'll be right back. Rick, just do the show. You're gonna have no
right.
engineer for a little bit. I gotta go across street to the liquor store.
I knew whiskey would factor into this show somehow.
I said that when I came back not pregnant, we were taking shots.
Absolutely. All right, so moving on while Mike gets his shots. All right, from mysteriousuniverse.org, the breaking paranews of the week starts out with a story about how scientists found frozen viruses nearly 15,000 years old in 2 ice samples taken from the Tibetan Plateau in China, and say they are, quote, novel viruses, unlike any viruses that have been cataloged to date. They're safe as long as they weren't found frozen next to a 15,000-year-old lab, apparently. So novel viruses just like coronavirus. So this is how this shit happens.
Right, yeah.
And this time it's 15,000-year-old viruses. So it may not be a sniffle and, a bad heart. It may turn you into a, who knows, a vampire.
I was gonna say.
I've seen stories like this. That's
kinda
what
cool.
you ever see V-Wars on I think it was Netflix?
V-War. No, I'm thinking of something else now.
V-Wars was it was based on a novel by Jonathan Mayberry.
Okay.
And basically the premise of this whole novel is that they find, I think we've talked about this before on the show, that at the beginning of the novel they find a virus in the ice in the Arctic.
Okay.
And it gets loose and it infects the people who found it, and then so forth and so on. They go back home and they infect their families and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And it spreads across the world, and this virus turns people into vampires.
Wow.
But not just vampires. You are turned into an ethnic vampire. So
Okay.
you know how around the world they have different ideas of what a vampire is?
Oh yeah, there's so many different views of it. Yeah.
The look of the vampire, the capabilities of the vampire.
Right.
So the idea behind this is that all of them are true. It's just that they are based on ethnicity.
Okay.
So like a vampire from the United States, well, I get this bad example because everybody's from everywhere else, but
I get, but
you know
what you're saying.
And
Right.
one from Norway would be different than one from Germany, which would be different than one from Japan.
Just like Santa
Right.
Claus.
Yeah, just
There's
like Santa
different
Claus.
Santa Clauses.
So that's what the basis of this novel is, and that's what this reminds me of. You start screwing around with these viruses, and who the hell knows?
I
where
was
it
going to
leads.
say, it would end up turning into, it's an endless list of.
Yeah.
the United States vampires, Edward Cullen.
Does he sparkle?
He does.
Does he?
Yes, he does.
All right.
First of all,
Do you ever see that meme where they have Blade behind him and they say, "This is how we want
Yeah.
wanted this series to end"?
Oh my God,
Yes.
Blade.
That is 100%
Wow, I
accurate.
can't believe I forgot about Blade. Oh man. Anyway,
Blade.
it's been well.
All right, next story says students participating in a meditation-based study utilizing transcendental meditation for 4 months had significant improvements in overall emotional stress symptoms, quality of sleep, and English language arts academic achievement. Doug, take note.
I gotcha.
Just, and they always end this with a joke, and they're really not that funny.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Just
yeah.
what we needed: more well-rested, stress-free English majors. So, and I've heard this before.
All right.
Meditation. My problem with meditation is that, number one, I don't have time to do it.
I could never focus enough.
I barely have time to eat
Right.
during a day. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm
Right.
running from one thing to another from the time I wake up. And when I meditate, and this is going to sound stupid, but I've never had someone explain to me how to meditate.
you
Well,
can't.
I mean,
Because
yeah,
it
like-
sounds to me like it's just sitting still with your eyes closed
and trying to
and
focus.
and trying to not think of anything.
And
so now,
that's
a
what
lot
I
of
can't
it,
get.
A lot
I've
of it
tried
has to do with like breathing, like prayer is a form of meditation.
My mind, like I've tried different.
Praying to the spaghetti
Like,
god on the front lawn.
I've tried
Let's not
different
talk about
forms
spaghetti
of like people trying to do meditate. Like the only time that I can legitimately say that something 100% was crazy and happened was when I went and I got hypnotized.
Yeah.
Before the show. I forget her name. But when I went and she did the hypnotism.
Right. You went back to Gettysburg.
Yes,
or something, right?
that sincerely was crazy because I knew that I was in a chair in a room, but like I was listening to what she was saying and doing, and it was like an awake dream state.
Right.
You know, and that's the best way I can explain it.
Right.
You know, that's the only time anything happened to where it, like, I could focus and do it the right way, so to speak.
Yeah.
Any other time I've tried to do any kind of meditation or whatever, my mind, like, if they say don't think about anything or concentrate on this, it's like I'm like, I purposely have to think of something else. That makes sense?
You know who's good
Like, it's
to
just
talk
crazy.
about meditation with is Jean. She does it every day.
Yeah.
She meditates every single day.
Yeah,
I can't do it
I
every day. I ain't got the time.
I don't know. You're right. I don't know how you have the time to do that.
I would literally
He's got
fall
the
asleep.
time.
If I really focused that much like this, I'd sit there and just be like, you know, we need to get somebody in here to see if they can, like,
Meditate.
make us all meditate on the air.
You can't meditate. You
'Cause
have
I'd
to
be
be in
like-
silence. You can't meditate. Well, people that can really meditate like good can meditate. Like Jean could probably meditate with the noise around her, but like,
Can they do a mass hypnotism? Can we be mass
gosh,
hypnotized?
I don't
Oh,
want to
that's
be
a good
hypnotized
question.
because I don't want.
I would
people-
pay cash money to see you hypnotized. How
Do you
funny would that
realize
be?
the things that come out of my mouth now?
Oh, I
do
know.
you
I
realize
know.
the
That's
things
what
that
I'm
would come
saying.
out of
See,
my
there's
mouth?
different-
That's what I'm
hypnotized?
saying.
But see, that's the thing. Like, there's so many different forms because, again, like this with you know, with the, I mean, again, like, you know, much like anything else, like past life regression, everything like that, you know, there's so many different forms of it. I mean, the form that I was at, again, I was in control of what was happening right then and there, but yet it was like I was asleep in a dream, but yet I knew that I wasn't there. Like,
Right.
that's the, like, as crazy and weird as it sounds, that's the best way I can describe it.
No, I'm too much of a
Yeah,
control
it's
freak.
like,
I
and
need
I
control
never-
of my mind.
and I didn't think that it would work either because I was like, man, this is going to be a waste of time. I mean, I can't focus, but I'll tell you, she was good because I thought the same thing. Like, I'm never going to be able to sit here.
Have you meditated, Stephen? Ever?
I've tried once.
Yeah. How'd that go?
He was on the toilet. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm not. I kind of felt it was hard to, like you said, silence your mind. Like you feel like you get to, I don't know. It was a weird.
Right. You can't
Yeah.
silence your mind.
I-
There's always something
Yeah.
I just
flying through your head.
thought of something. In a way,
See?
we all, in a way, if you think of it, we all kind of meditate every day.
We sleep.
If you think about it, when you go and you lay your head down to go to sleep, what are you doing? You're relaxing yourself to fall asleep. Wouldn't that be a form, in a sense, of meditating?
I guess it would for a few seconds, but
Right, I mean-
but the trick is to not actually fall asleep.
Well, that's true. Because falling asleep, and I can see what you're saying.
Really fast, I have to mention a comment that somebody's watching named Colleen. She says, "This is my first time watching live, and you guys don't look anything like I imagined."
I've got to know, what did you think I looked like?
I always
You
think
know
that's
what?
funny when you hear
It's
people
so
on radio.
funny. All right, so I
they
did
look so-
years
Oh, wait.
ago.
I look at you every day and you still don't look like what I imagined.
All right, Michael. No, listen.
Every time you walk in, I go, that's not him.
You know
Can't be
what's
what he looks
crazy?
like.
I went years ago. I went and I
Was
did
that nose job he had done?
Yeah. Anyway, years ago, I went and I met with a group. Like, they wanted me to come and talk to them during a meeting, kind of give some, like,
I can't wait to hear where this is going.
Well, no, it was these people in the group. They said, we follow jumps all the time, never knew what you looked like. And they said the same thing. They were like, you look nothing like we thought. And I'm just like, well, what did you think I looked like? You know what I mean? They were like, we thought, like, and this was after my weight loss surgery. They're like, we thought you were like a 500-pound, like, 60-year-old man and everything. And I'm like, number one, if you would have known me back in my 20s, you know, and number two, but, like, I've never done that. I've never envisioned, I mean, I guess I have. But like that's why I wonder. Like I gotta know what did you think I looked like?
I'm not sure if that's you never know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I know, right? That's why I said, like, did you envision that we were like a bunch of supermodel hot ass people sitting behind the mic, or
Probably not.
Well, either way.
That's what they imagine.
That's what they imagine.
well, they
Yeah.
probably
for
think
sure
that.
for
Now,
me.
see, there you go. That's
the eye creature.
Yeah, the eye. What's his name? Isn't it Mike? Isn't that thing's Mike named Mike?
I would hope that they thought I was Britney Spears because of how much I have been talking about.
We got our confidence so up that we're that good looking. That's why you do see us on View now. So,
But anyway,
hello.
thank you, Colleen, for finally watching.
We're gonna barely fit all their heads in the room.
yeah.
I'm waiting for our fans to start screenshotting our video, and then people walking around with our shirts, our little.
Look at these people.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Who in the hell are they? Anyway,
All right. So, after not seeing one for 80 years, entomologists have declared that the Xerxes butterfly is making its first U.S. insect species. Holy crap! Xerxes butterfly is extinct, making it the first U.S. insect species known to go extinct because of humans. Its disappearance is attributed to the loss of habitat and food because of urban development and invasive ants spread through the shipment of goods. Despite what the movie said, butterflies are not free. I don't understand.
What?
The jokes are horrible at the end of these.
That's from the Bugs Life. I'm a free butterfly. Thank you, Stephen knows, because you're not a 90s kid.
Bugs
Sorry.
Life was from like 25 years ago.
I'm sitting there thinking
It's from
too,
the
like,
90s.
Oh, God.
Ants was a ripoff of A Bug's Life.
So we're killing off butterflies now is the bottom line
Well,
of the
I'm
story.
just trying to think because you said it's like the first known insect to be extinct because of humans and affecting their place to live. Like I don't even know where that bug lives. Don't they live in a cocoon?
Well, the thing with insects is there's like a bazillion of them.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
So did you take a head count? Do you really know that there's no more?
How can you sit there and when in doubt, blame humans? Damn bugs! I'm telling you,
It would seem unlikely
Yeah.
that you got all of them, but all right, we'll run
that's
with it.
what I'm saying. I mean, they're microscopic, and to say like, "Yep, they're all dead because of you." Like, yeah.
The United Arab Emirates National Center for Meteorology is using special drones to unleash electric charges which cause clouds to clump together and drop monsoon-like torrential downpours during the unusually hot and dry summer.
Here come the weather
The
control.
only problem
boost.
is for people who look up at the drones, they think they're UFOs and waterlogging their cell phones.
Do you remember we had that? This was like right when I came on. We had someone on
Talking about weather manipulation?
talking, yes, and saying like the government does control.
Well,
the
that
weather.
was the planes, the chemtrails or whatever.
well, we
Yeah,
did,
same
right.
thing.
We did that
yeah.
one, but there's I'm going to forget the name of it. There's a facility up in Alaska. I cannot think of what it's called right now.
Nothing good comes from Alaska.
But
just saying.
it was basically a facility that has a lot of, I think it's radar dishes or something, like an array of radar dishes.
Okay.
It's gigantic,
Right.
And the conspiracy theory behind it is that this is something that is controlling the weather.
I see. I got
And
you.
it was right around the time of all that El Nino,
Yeah,
Nacho,
back when
whatever
all
it was,
that,
that
right? Yeah, back
Nacho
in that
Grande
era,
or whatever it is
yeah,
that comes across the country every
that
couple
whole,
years.
yeah, like every time it does, it's like this whole big
Right.
thing. But like, yeah, like those conspiracies of chemtrails and we're controlled by we're not controlled by planes, meaning like that's the white
or
you
are
see,
we?
or yeah, I mean, like
American Airlines is on us.
Again, to control the weather, like, I mean, unless there is like a severe drought and there are people dying of heat and there's crops not growing or something like that, and you control it to make it rain, but
Make it rain on
other
these
than that,
hoes.
what
I knew
would
that
be
was coming. I knew it
like
was
what
coming.
would be the purpose that they say people of government controlling the weather, like to cause floods and people to die? Is that like the whole?
I mean,
other than that, what would be the purpose of?
I guess if you really want to get into this, I guess the housing market, if you wanted to create a situation where housing was scarce and you had to drive prices up.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it could be a million different like residual effects.
Right.
If you want to give government contractors work.
Because isn't that a reason why I think I overheard some kind of thing? The reason they call it Superstorm Sandy is because Hurricane Sandy, it was insurance companies were saying, they were paying out too much, so they said if it's not called a hurricane, they won't cover it because of hurricane insurance.
Insurance companies are big assholes.
When they changed it to Superstorm so people can't put a claim in that their houses were damaged.
When I used to work for a mortgage company back in the early 2000s, I remember there was a storm It was off the coast of Florida. It was quite a ways off, but it was headed toward Florida. And we had people that were buying houses down in Florida. I had 2 customers trying to buy houses, and they could not get insurance for the house.
Because it was
the insurance companies literally stopped selling policies because they didn't want to sell a policy and then have to pay out on it because of the hurricane damage like a week later.
Wow.
So this guy who was
nuts.
desperate to buy this house, he had to buy this house.
But obviously you can't.
The company I worked for made him sign a document stating that we will sell you this house, we'll do the mortgage, but if this house is destroyed in this hurricane, you are responsible solely out of your own pocket for the money.
Freaking insane.
And he signed it. He was that desperate.
Oh, was he moving there? Or was this like a?
It was something with the. I don't even remember the whole story. It was like his marriage had ended, and it was something about the house, and he had to buy this house for some like domino effect reason from a.
If
from
it was on a
commercial
property, I would claim it as a business and use business insurance.
It was private property. It was
I don't
residential.
know. Right.
So anyway, the bottom line is the insurance companies just flat out stopped selling policies.
That is so
because they
nuts,
thought that
man.
maybe this storm was going to hit, and maybe they'd have to actually do what they claim they're supposed to be in business to do.
Exactly. And I was going to say, what's the movie where they're like insurance companies? They deserve to pay, and they're bastards. You know. But
could be any movie.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Wasn't Twilight? I don't remember that on Twilight.
Yeah, it wasn't that one.
It's on Netflix, by the way. If you want to watch
Where
it,
did
Rick.
Twilight come from?
We were talking about Twilight when you were out picking your butt or something. I don't know.
She's obsessed.
What business owners do.
I know.
Get back, pick butts in the office. I guess.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
She's obsessed with vampires that aren't actually vampires.
And with picking
Hold
butts,
on.
apparently.
All right. First of all, did you ever watch Walking Dead?
For a couple seasons, yeah.
What the? You want to come at me about the vampires, and that's Edward ain't really a vampire. But when do you know zombies be walking around like that? You ever hear about zombies? No. Or zombies that run. What's that movie?
Be walking around like that.
Listen, what's that movie where they're stuck in the mall with the zombies?
Oh, that's
That was Mallrats.
Shut up! That was not. What was that movie?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead.
No motherfucking zombie be running like that, dog.
How would
but
you
y'all
know?
want to come at me?
What zombie apocalypse
so
have you lived through
confused right
that you would
now.
know this information?
Zombies don't. What vampire do you know that does not sparkle or does?
Well, I've known a few.
I gotta
dated a
be
few.
honest. I've never
frankly.
seen any real vampire or zombie. Period. But I mean, I haven't been
But
around.
that's what I'm saying. So you know what? I'm tired of this Twilight anti. Look at them nippies.
Isn't
You know,
this-
his abs were actually not real. They sprayed those on.
I'm shocked.
I was gonna say, aren't the people that were in this movie like in their 70s now? Wasn't this movie on like a long time ago?
No.
The funny thing is, I don't think
my
anything
God.
short of religion has upset her this much.
I was
Yes!
gonna say,
Like she's defending Twilight
like
of all
oh
things.
my
Wait a
Because-
second. Look, you are a paranormal show.
That's what I'm
There have
trying
been
to say.
discussions about vampires. To sit here and try to act like the lore of vampires in some way, shape,
Oh
or
my
form
God,
involves going out in the sun and then sparkling. To sit here and try to act like that's fine?
Listen,
What are you doing?
episode 302. 10 minutes of paranormal talk.
Oh my god. So Steven knows that Twilight, I stays with Twilight and I will fight for them to the end. Right, Boo Boo?
You are Team Twilight.
Thank you. So come at me. You can tweet me at the Jennabee or hit me up on Insta. Let's fight.
Hey, listen,
We will fight about
let's
Twilight.
fight.
I am obsessed with The Office. I love The Office. I'm going to start making I'm just going to start reflecting everything off of The Office.
As
and
long
Michael
as
Scott,
as long
you
as
know?
Steve Carell doesn't start sparkling, I'm fine.
yeah, right, exactly.
Maybe he'll call
anyway.
in.
Maybe he
That'd be
will.
Cool.
All right, an obstetrician gynecologist from Novosibirsk, Russia, is being called, quote, Dr. Chip by
All right.
by Russian media after he had several tiny chips implanted under his skin to help him open doors, use credit cards, log into computers, and other daily tasks with just a wave of his hand.
Wow. He's like, hold on.
What?
I got this.
People going to him with potato allergies are disappointed to find he's not that kind of Dr. Chip.
Oh, my God.
So this guy, I mean, this remember we had the ultra religious nut job nut job on a long time ago.
Oh my god.
She's here now. Is it? Aren't I?
No, this.
Yeah, I was about to say she's sitting right next to you. What are you talking
No,
about?
I
no,
know.
this,
Yeah.
We've gone there
this
before.
was the woman that wrote the book that swore the apocalypse was upon
Yep,
us.
I do
we were all
remember
going to be
that.
microchipped, and it was
Oh.
it was the Antichrist.
Yes.
Were like credit cards
Oh,
in your
she was-
skin or some shit. It was like the
Credit cards in your
wackiest freaking show we ever did. And this is what this guy's doing on purpose. He's
that's
microchipping
like,
himself.
You know how you got the cards now where like instead of like putting the chip in, you just tap it and everything. Like I would I'd hate like what happens when he walks past the freaking card reader accidentally. You know, all of a sudden he's paying
You
for
just bought
everybody's
toilet
shit.
paper.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
exactly.
I won't do that on my phone.
Like yeah,
Because I'm
like,
scared I'm going to be paying for everybody up in the Walmarts. I don't make
fact,
that money.
I did that accidentally and I took it right off because on the Walmart app there is that Walmart Pay. And what you do is you put your card on there, so then when you go and you're checking out, like self-checkout, or even on the card reader, it's just like a barcode. You open the app up and you put it up, and it like connects, and then boom, it pays for it right off the bat.
Doug accidentally spent $100 at
here,
Hooters.
No. What I did is I was going through.
I just rode by. No, I swear.
Well, no, I was going through self-checkout one day, and I'm still scanning stuff, and I pulled my phone out of my pocket to get it ready. Well, when I did, it just caught it. And, like, I had paid for half of the stuff. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I'm not even freaking done yet. Like, I just didn't do it anymore. I mean, like, I get it. It's, I guess, in a way convenient if you forget your wallet or something, you know, or whatever the case
I
is.
understand.
But
You can sell it.
I just...
It's
I got
not-
rid
it's
of
not, It's not us you have to sell it to.
I was just say, if I forgot my wallet or whatever, there's a reason, so I'll just go back and get it or not get it at all.
All right. A couple living in Ain, France has been sleeping in a... this is your story.
Rick,
Been sleeping in a
before you
tent on your
get
balcony.
started,
We're going to
Rick.
skip this because it's Doug's story. Oh, my God. She's back.
Yep, yeah, I just seen her.
Yay!
So, anyway,
and she's blind.
Oh,
yes.
The she I'm referring to is my wife, who's back for an unprecedented, and I honestly mean this after 8 years of doing the show, unprecedented
has returned
second
again.
week in a row.
Yeah, look at that.
Come have a
All
seat.
right, Taryn, let's get this going. I'm drunk. Let's party.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I was gonna say he literally just took down like a bunch of shots that quick just when we seen But anyway,
I don't know.
She doesn't want to be on camera. Turn the camera off.
There's no camera on
yeah,
that scene.
camera on
no.
that scene.
You're good if you come right here. You
There's
won't
no
be on
camera. I'll put it on Doug.
You're literally on camera everywhere else, though.
There. Now you're not on camera.
It's like even if I gotta move. Yeah. No, you're.
There's
yeah.
actually no camera pointed at the spot where she's going to sit down.
Oh, there isn't. You're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Because actually, to her joyous, whatever the fuck. Anyway,
Okay.
Use one of those big old
I get
words.
bumbled. There's big words. I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, one of my cameras actually died out during this broadcast, and I got to fix it afterwards. So I had to do some finagling. There's a big
jeez.
word.
What kind
I
of
know
cheap-
that one.
What kind of cheap stuff is Toxic have here? You know,
I
thought
know,
this was
we're
top
just-
rate stuff.
We're
now,
just a fly by our seat of our
Oh, you
pants
can-
and some alcohol.
You can see your arm.
Pants.
You need to get off.
Sometimes
so you
no
see your
pants.
arm. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're good now. Yep, you're fine.
See it a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
She has her invisible cloak on now.
She's
back.
here, but she's not really.
Yeah.
So you're back. I was telling the story at the beginning of the show how my employer heard all about episode 300.
Oh yeah.
The
right.
principal, yeah. I mean, that's so fun. You know
So
what? I
glad
oughta-
your
I oughta-
employee thinks I'm a whore.
You know what? What? It'd be wait a minute. No, it would be a different story if you had said, be like, "Ma, we just met 3 days ago," and then all of a sudden talking
No.
about that.
And then I
Rick's-
stuck my finger up his ass.
There you go.
Yeah.
Rick's
Okay,
employer
no.
listened to it. Now he's getting a raise.
No, you know what'd be great? I ought to if I wasn't concerned that Rick would lose his job and his well-being, I would give a call there and be like, I was listening to a show and this guy on there, I think he's a teacher talking about fingers and all this other stuff. I was like, can I, or I'll just be, can I talk to him for a minute, or something like that. Yeah. Anyway.
So hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
What did I do? Oh my god, that was unpleasant.
No, that
Sorry.
turned the camera on. It's right on your
No,
seeing here.
did it?
No,
Shut
I'm just kidding. You're good.
Shut up.
That O looks right up your nose. It's like you got this view. No.
So the latest topic was we were just talking about how Doug is going to put implants in his hand that allow him to.
You want me to buy that for you?
To scan things with his hand. No, there was a guy in Russia that did it.
Yeah.
And Doug's trying to sell the story that accidentally.
It was
swiped his
Walmart
phone
Pay.
And spent $100 at Hooters.
Yeah. Hooters.
Oh, right.
I know. At Hooters,
That's the story you're telling me.
You got to learn to tell the story. You got to learn to tell it with a little pizzazz. You got to change a few things. It's radio.
There I was at Hooters. She brought her right nipple out.
Ew.
What?
Nipple. It's French.
You're not good at this.
It's
You're not
French
good at
for
this.
nipple.
Go back to paranormal.
I'm gonna go
back
back.
to paranormal.
I'm gonna start reading romance novels.
Don't.
See, every time Taryn shows up, it goes off the rails. It goes to this kind of juvenile behavior.
Now he's probably
That's what you
like
bring out in people.
I
That's the
bring out the 12-year-old boy and everybody.
Yes.
That was a long time ago.
Even me.
Wow. I knew there was a boy hiding inside of there.
There was. He's out now, and his name's Noah.
Hashtag free Jennabee's boy.
Yes.
You see her shirt, right? Her free Britney shirt.
Taryn,
I agree
right?
with you. Yes,
you.
definitely. Free Britney.
Thank you.
Is it really
Absolutely.
that big of a
Yes.
thing?
Oh,
it is.
You
It's-
have to watch the documentary. What is it on? Is it
I don't
Hulu?
know.
You have to go home and watch it. It's only like an hour and a half. It is. You will be Team Britney. Even Rick will be Jenna. Where'd you get your shirt?
I'll turn it on as one of them. I'm going to go to sleep shows on.
No,
Anyway.
you won't be able to go to sleep. I 1,000,000%. Please do me a favor and watch it. Please.
It's not right. Like they own her.
I've
They
heard
own
this-
her. It's not right.
You're
Once
not helping,
again,
Mike. You're not helping.
Episode 3. I was going to say episode 302. 5 minutes of paranormal.
Please promise me you watch it, Rick.
All right, at some point I'll watch it.
Yeah, I was going to say we'll watch it and
She'll be
compare
free
notes.
by then.
All of a sudden, Rick and I will dedicate a whole episode. Be like, I can't believe what they're doing to that.
Well, I mean,
bitch.
we did do some segments where Jennabee had to go home and watch the Bees movies.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
We have to restart that.
And give us her review. So now Rick has to give the review
Oh, Free Britney.
of Free Brit.
Free
Yes.
Britney.
Free Britney the movie.
So Rick gives the Brit review.
Because I will say there's parts where it's almost like this is a freaking conspiracy. I'm serious. There's parts where you would be like,
the hell
that
would
is
have a
weird.
conspiracy against Britney
Like
Spears.
that the judges are in on this or getting paid.
But why? That's what I don't understand.
Because
Like,
the
what
whole
is so
girl
special about
she's-
her?
Because she makes money.
Britney
So did
Spears.
Money.
NSYNC.
It's all about money.
So
Yes.
did NSYNC, so did Backstreet Boys,
Right,
so did
but
all
they're
kinds of
men.
people.
Yes.
They're men.
But there's other women.
Men don't get taken advantage
There's
of the same way the
other
women do.
women
Yes.
performers.
I would beg to,
But not like
differ.
it's Britney
Oh,
Spears.
jeez. Don't get into a sexist talk or
not
something.
not that
please.
way, Mike.
Oh, man.
It's Britney Spears.
Free OJ.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
is
but
free,
maybe
I
there's
think.
other women performers have somebody in their corner, and she clearly didn't with her
Well,
parents.
whose fault was that?
How is that her fault?
She was going through postpartum depression when she shaved her head. It was literally
Yes.
5 weeks after she had her child. Do you know how sensitive us women are after we have a baby?
You tell him.
I'm going to go on a hard shot of Rick and tell us.
And she clearly didn't have anyone in her corner, even her parents.
Yes,
I don't
they
know.
all wanted her. He wanted her to buy a
if
boat
anybody
for him.
is watching us online,
I'm
as
not
you'll
liking
see,
the way that this
my
is set up with
face-
both of them on either
my
side
face
of me.
the whole time. My eyes are just like.
Mike's giving us the way to it.
I'm watching Rick's head
Oh my
on,
God.
on the monitor
I know, right?
swivel
Going back
back
and
and
forth.
forth.
I'm being
Listen,
attacked from
now,
both sides.
Now
here.
I am going to affect the camera and start having a conversation with myself and the audience. All right, guys.
God.
listen,
Oh, my
let's- While they're talking about that, let's get into some stuff. Yeah, demons are
So,
real.
good lord, where were we? We were.
I don't even know.
All right. Again, we got time for one more. I think.
I got time for something because
Thank God. All right, so let's
I
see.
don't know.
Which one of these do I want to jump in? All right.
Be careful. Breathe, please.
Well, this apparently is one that was in the news this week, so we'll go with this one. After noticing that his voice sounded different after his space flight, some conspiracy theorists claim billionaire Jeff Bezos was replaced by aliens while surfing the
God.
edges of his Blue Origin capsule.
Go figure.
And being in the cowboy hat that returned, the being in the cowboy hat that returned is a lizard alien doppelganger.
Oh my God.
I can't even say it with a straight face.
Believe it.
Ah, jeez.
I mean, you know.
I believe it.
A billionaire that decided to go up and orbit the Earth and everything like that, and of course, he's got to come
For
back
10 minutes and 50 seconds.
What about
It wasn't
all
even
these people that go to
space.
the International Space Station, all this stuff? And it's
In his-
like,
In his giant penis.
his giant penis.
You cannot
What are
tell
they-
me he didn't do that on purpose.
Of course he did.
He's a typical dude, right? Right?
Oh my god!
gotta be on
He
purpose.
had to.
Here you go,
have been-
Mike.
Either that or it's completely
Here's some more programming for your
subconscious because they
24
don't
hours.
realize how much they love their penis.
I just listen. I'll tell you what. After this episode, our listeners, you got to do me a favor. Please leave your comments. I got to know the input of everybody in this. Oh, I feel like there's been like 10 conversations.
He said
happening.
input.
Oh my god! All right.
Me and Taryn are gonna finish. We're gonna go a whole nother hour. Doug and Rick can leave.
Just off the rails.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this
Like a
is good.
Like a train with a bad wheel.
I told you I was coming back.
Yeah.
You were warned.
I knew you were coming back. I didn't think you were going to show. I mentioned that you might at the beginning of the show.
Rick used to be like, "Come on, honey, come to the show." Now he's gonna be like, yeah. Mike made a new rule. There's only one person. I'm not even allowed to have my whole body in the
I'm going to give her the wrong address.
I can only, yeah.
They moved again.
She'll be at Taco Bell in Blackwood.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know what's going on. That's where I'm at, You're like, go around the Taco Bell. Keep going around.
Taryn, that's when you turn on the Find My iPhone.
That's a good idea.
So there you go. You can do a feminist show with Jennabee.
Yes, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
24-hour show.
Let's review. We went into
You can hate men together.
Twilight, Free Britney, like men are pigs to I don't even know. There's been so much I can't even remember.
We
I just know,
mentioned ghosts at one point.
we did. I think something paranormal went in there.
Steven's
I mean,
tresses.
It's
Stop with the.
I've owned a few dresses here and there.
Oh
a
my
couple times.
Stop with the.
She got
old-
annoyed because I called his hair tresses.
Why is his hair a dress?
She thought, not a dress, a tress.
Oh, like Spanish for 3. You have 3 dresses.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm actually super excited that Steven's here because I need to talk to you about my hair color.
She wants 3 dresses for her hair too.
I think we're going to wrap the show,
This
Mike.
is why. See, this
Mike is
look,
disgusted. I see his face.
do you see what I'm? This is what the conversation's been like tonight. How I'm talking. So I'm just going to just randomly say weird shit.
It's like a variety show.
I don't even know right now because we just totally went off of paranormal.
So wait, what variety host are you then?
I have no idea.
Greg Brady.
Are you Dick?
Dick?
Wasn't there Dick? Was it one of them
Dick
called
Clark
Dick?
Tracy.
There had to have been.
Taryn, your hands on the camera.
Taryn just gave Rick bunny ears on the camera for those that are listening.
Oh my gosh.
Again, I'm married to a 12-year-old boy.
And and again, like it was brought up on episode 300, we do all of this not on drugs or drunk or anything. Imagine if we were under the influence.
What I love about this, I just want to give what I love about this episode, if I could.
Yeah.
Is that one of your faithful podcast listeners
Turn
decided
this off.
tonight to come and see the live video. I just thought that was great.
Oh yeah, saying that. Oh man, I had no idea that I didn't picture what you guys look like, or like.
You picked the winner.
Did they ever say anything else?
No. Then someone asked me if I was.
She said
Just
that
'cause
if
they-
she saw you online, she'd swipe left.
Okay.
Wait, is the left or right good? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Left is bad.
Left is bad.
Leave
is
it to
bad.
Steven. Steven knows. He be on that.
I don't know. People who wipe left and right, that's weird. I thought it was up or down. No, you don't get it.
All right, on that note. All right, so we are going to wrap things up. So
yeah, please, because I'm literally going to think for the next 3 hours. I go to work tonight. Whole night, I'm going to think about, what did we fucking talk about?
We got a
What did
couple.
I
We got a
learn?
couple stories.
we got a couple stories in. We'll
know.
we'll refocus next week, I think. I don't know. All right, so
You will, because I am going to a live podcast for Snooki and Joey. I listen to another podcast called It's Happening with Snooki and Joey, and me and Steven have tickets to go to that one.
What's
so
the Snooki?
What do they do it in the
Snooki
middle
from
of
Jersey Shore.
They do it in the middle of
Yeah.
Citizens Bank Park, and then they got people in the stands.
No, it's virtual.
You come back for one night and they're already cheating.
Yeah. Why? I can like several podcasts. I listen to Toxic. I stay in y'all's live videos.
I said you came to one show and you're cheating.
No, I'm not. I listen to all. I called in last week. Leave me alone.
She called in as a drunk. a drunk English palsy victim.
Stop! Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful.
That's,
All right, so
don't even-
for Doug,
hey,
for Jennabee, for Steven,
Free
for
Britney.
for Taryn, free Britney.
free
Team
all
Edward.
of us. Free all of us tonight.
I'm Rick, and thank God we are out of here.
Good night.